Here's part 6 plus a new intro. It's Kill Switch right now. Last part, I think. A new lead. There's a key right there in your hand.
It's been a long time. Nothing else involving Kill Switch had been turning up, and I had begun to focus on other things and started to forget about Kill Switch altogether.
Okay.
That was until late last night I received another notification that someone had sent me a private message on YouTube. To protect their identity, for now at least, I have deleted the user's name. The message was, "The truth, it will be uncovered," and then a download link. I was very leery about accessing the link, and even more leery that the download both required a download manager and was a very small file size.
57.8 kilobytes.
I figured it would be another prank or perhaps even a virus, but my curiosity of this subject hadn't been piqued like this in a long time. Upon downloading and extracting the file, I was given this folder containing numerous WLD files, an ActiveX control file, a VB script file, and 2 text files. I opened the text file labeled Runtime first, but the entire thing was written in Czech, to be expected. I went to the internet to translate it and was given, "We appreciate your business. We hope that you can look forward to the experience. As you know, we'll give the best of our efforts to our games, just for people like you. Now, if you would be so kind and type the code from the back of the instruction manual below so your game will install correctly. Thank you." I decided to take a look at the other text file, labeled in rough translation to Instructions. Once again, they were in Czech, and they read, "Thank you for your purchase. We hope that you can rejoice in the experience. Download box runtime and system files, which you already have with you. Enter the code on the back side of the manual to the text file, runtime, and you have done it right." Damn it. There's a box on the first text document where a serial number or a product key can be entered. It would seem the install application will not run unless that text file has been altered and had the correct serial number added to it. I tried, but I just received an error message. I have tried to open the WLD files to see if they are legitimate, but the only programs I have been able to find that can handle this file type are either foreign or cost a fair sum of money. So I now turn to my viewers, those that are programming savvy or know how to delve into the internet. We are the closest we've ever been to determining the truth on this, or at least seeing what this mythical game could have been like, even if this is just a reproduction. I'm not going to falsify the story or candy coat it. I'm going to shed light on it and expose it for all of you to see so we can know the truth. But I need help with this. I need help either examining these WLD files for legitimacy or help finding a serial code to make the install application run properly. I've always felt a connection with Kill Switch. It was strange how shortly after uploading my take on the story, I get messaged from the alleged Carvina Corporation, as well as a supposed family member of an older Carvina Corporation worker who has copies of the games, apparently. I'm obviously a bit too deep into it to give up now, so I'm relying on the help of my viewers to shed light on Kill Switch.
Next video. So the next one is Misfortune.gb.
Misfortune. a supposedly very real game that was never released for the original Game Boy. Yet, many of us already have a copy of it. How is this possible, you might ask? Well, supposedly, hidden deep inside the ROM were a handful of Game Boy games, including Pokemon Red, Zelda Link's Awakening, Atelier Mary, Spud's Adventure, and Pokemon Yellow, Misfortune can be found.
Wow.
There are, of course, numerous theories and myths as to why a complete game would be hidden within another complete game. But the one that arises the most is that the game was considered to be too horrific to be on a predominantly family-oriented game console. But the developer didn't want their work just trashed, so they snuck it into a few games to be accessed by those who truly wanted to play it. It's a bit of a stretch, but it's all we have to go off of. The premise of the game is that of a little boy who finds himself face to face with a malevolent entity. Something inhuman within the confine of an otherworldly, gothic, architecturally designed building. While we don't have a name for the creature, it is implied through both text and symbolism that it is indeed the devil.
Yeah.
The demon tells the child, "I exist within the very fabric of reality. Do you want to challenge me?" After responding yes, the game truly begins. The boy is taken through a series of rooms with maze-like qualities. Many traps, keys, and locked doors are within. The goal is to survive each room and figure out its riddle. Supposedly, side effects of this game include depression, suicide, nervous jitters in your regular day-to-day living, as well as physical sickness. Many have speculated that it was the game over screen itself depicting the demon with the text, "I am God here," that caused the side effects. But what about it would cause such things? Many people believe it to be the music. Its supposed tones were damaging to brainwave patterns. So, how is one supposed to access this game? The only solid guide I have found is using Pokemon Yellow, and it is extremely strict and easy to mess up, as well as extremely time-consuming. However, you can find it with a little bit of digging around through the internet, should you wish to try for yourself. So, it is rumored that ROMs of this game exist, and it just so happens that I have one here. So, let us now take a look at this evil and malevolent game. As we begin, we are in an entrance hall with an inverted cross upon the floor. Entering the door ahead, the music begins, and we are confronted by the entity who asks us if we want to challenge him. Answering no is not an option, so upon answering yes, we are taken to a new map with the disturbing message, "Choose wrong, and misfortune will befall your loved ones. Are you ready to play?" We are presented with 4 cabins. Entering 3 of them will kill you. However, this one takes you to the next part of the puzzle. A puzzle that I, quite frankly, could not figure out, and as such, was not able to progress further. I will now present the infamous game over screen. Please be warned that viewing this is what is rumored to cause the horrific side effects of this game.
I am God here. It's like an army going.
See the creature in shadow with the text, "I am God here," and a song that is indeed disturbing.
Like that.
So, from what I have found and seen, I honestly see no reason this couldn't exist. However, I'll ask my viewers instead, what do you make of misfortune.
Next new video. The next one is Living Mannequins from Skyrim, as you can see right here. Whoa. Okay, that's scary. Why is my moving now? Oh, I see someone. Right there.
An extremely disturbing phenomenon has been occurring in Skyrim since the beginning. Okay. A phenomenon most people are simply calling living mannequins. The mannequins in Skyrim are very much more than just a wooden statue. They are an intelligent entity capable of movement throughout the house whilst the player is away from home.
That's a glitch right there. There's the whole face of it.
The mannequins have health, fatigue, and mana amounts, and it is rumored they contain a soul as well and are truly considered a living NPC.
Wow. I just want to feel shit like this. Oh my god. It's like I'm watching a horror movie. I like that.
Due to a scripting error, mannequins can randomly behave as a living entity and look at the player, move its body, and even walk and relocate itself to different parts of the player's house, only to be stumbled upon in an unexpected location later on. While this phenomenon has been explained, it certainly is still a quite disturbing and horrific occurrence.
Okay. Next video, because the next video is the bizarre depths of the Vectrex multicard, and this is just a note. It's like taking like 5 seconds.
Vectrex.
So skip a little bit.
An interesting piece of gaming history. Came included when I bought it with a really awesome and interesting game card called the Vectrex Multicart. To be fair, there's a ton of awesome games included on this, but there's a few extra things that didn't seem to fit in with the rest and were quite strange and bizarre. Not so much scary as they were just unexplained, and they just seemed very bizarre to me. So I'm now going to show you guys exactly what it was that I found so bizarre with this game cart. As the cart boots up, we see we have a lot of options here for different games that we can choose. However, there's a few interesting and strange, weird things that are on this cart. To begin with, we have an option here called Test. If we go to it, we're given this. A high-pitched sound is emitted and we're given some sort of strange graph. If we push on the buttons, we're given different functions like a joystick control. And what's strange is this, I would assume, would be player 2's controls, and it seems to be altered by player 1's controls. Perhaps some sort of phantom spirit inhabits the cartridge. Moving on. If we press different button combinations, we're given different things. Here we have a strange screen called Distortion 2. Staring into it has quite an interesting and dizzying effect on the eyes. Let's continue on with our journey through this cartridge. Here we have something that says Adjust Stack Offset. The screen grows black and then comes back again. Here's something strange. Integrator Offset. I'm not sure what any of this means.
Me neither. I don't understand either.
Forming checksum. Checksum equals B796.
Okay.
Deflection Protect.
What's this?
as I sit here and play this for you guys, I have just absolute chills and goosebumps going down my arms as I view this. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus.
Intensity. My pulse is very high now.
Oh my
Focus. God. Strange symbols are on the screen now. Distortion number 1. 2. I think I've had enough with this program. As we move on, there are more options here. Some of the more strange ones include an option that's called Bonnie. If we go to Bonnie, a song plays. And we see down here 1776. Perhaps this is the work of some sort of strange time traveler of the sort. None of the controls have any effect, but strange enough, we're given this graphic afterwards. A square that continuously flashes and shrinks in size with a few unknown little objects over here to the left. When the square completely shrinks, it comes back to its original size. Pressing A brings the square back to its original size manually, but there does not seem to be any other use for this strange application.
Oh.
The next item in question is another one right below Bonnie called Daisy, with a very strange occurrence going on. It seems to be a music editor of some sort with controls down here, but they don't seem to have much of a effect. But then something very strange happens.
Wow.
After that strange crescendo of the music, the system completely reboots itself. And we're taken to one of the most commonly known titles, Berserk, on this cartridge. The reason for this, I'm not sure. The next item in question is an application called Engine Analyzer. By coming to this, we have a few words on the screen here that say 8-cylinder, single trace, and dwell. Good, bad, that's all it says. I assume this has to do with looking at like vehicle engines, perhaps. But strangely enough, if we tap the buttons repeatedly, we're given some very strange graphics on the screen, such as this here. Its purpose, I could not tell you.
After this one,
very odd and bizarre. This looks to be some sort of like Richter scale or heart monitor that you would see in an old TV show. The colors here are very bright. And there's no telling what's going to happen whenever I move the joystick in combination with button presses. We're given all sorts of strange things like this. Moving on. The next strange item I want to show you is an application called 4D Rotocube. It seems to serve no purpose at all. It gives us just the picture of a 3D drawn square. As we press buttons, different lines can be put through and taken away from the square. But the application does nothing. It just sits here.
Okay, that's fucked up.
Let's continue on. There's an application here called Figgy. It gives us a strange bit of music and then slowly fades and then flashes back to life momentarily.
Whoa.
Some sort of strange, decrepit, and all but deceased program deep within the cartridge of the Vectrex multicart, attempting to claw its way back to life, but then fizzling out into death again.
Ladies and gentlemen. Boom. See? This is some fucked up shit.
For the final item that I want to show you guys, there's a program that is called Hypercube. It is the most simple and, strangely, the most disturbing of all the items within this video. Going to the program shows us this strange symbol continually flashing. The system makes a strange crackling noise while the picture flashes and seems to kind of jump around on the screen.
Jump around.
Could this be some sort of strange occult symbol, perhaps used by the Illuminati or an unknown cult of Vectrex players risen from the dead and come back to haunt us, to those willing to play the console again?
So yeah, this is part 5. I'll pause right here and I'm gonna keep going. So I hope you enjoyed it. Final part's gonna release like in some hours. It's gonna include I think it's like 3 or 4 entries of Toymaker and Princess Daisy's Third Eye. So like and subscribe, share the Google+, Facebook, Twitter, and peace.